What's going on, guys? As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So basically today we're going to be planting onions. I'm going to be showing you how we do it. These are onion starts. So basically they're not like the bulbs or anything. They were pre-started. They were grown for about a month from seed, pulled up, and then you'll receive them in a bundle similar to this. Most of them are going to be rubber banded and things like that. I already kind of got one going, so y'all can kind of see what we're looking for. So some of the seeds that we planted that did come up, there are some babies that we're going to be kind of tearing up, those little bitty sprouts. These guys here that just really aren't doing too good. I'm not going to worry about them. If they come through, awesome. So for us, we predominantly use bulbaceous types of plants. So things like turnips, radishes, onions, garlic, that's predominantly what we're going to want to grow. Last season that we did all this, we did the microgreen mix. We had a lot of turnips and radishes. We didn't use as much as we do the onions. So this year we're going to be doing onions. Next year, and hopefully maybe even this year, we're going to be trying to do garlic as well. So this is going to be a fall crop, essentially fall to winter. It'll take a lot longer than normal. So normally it takes like 3 or 4 months and they're ready to harvest. This is going to take over 6. So it'll be a nice little harvest, because as soon as, we're ready to start planting our spring veggies like tomatoes and stuff, we will be pulling out our onions. So basically what I did, as you could see, is I went through and I kind of just laid them out to get me an idea of around about how I want it to look in terms of this for spacing, and then that way they're ready to go. So for this guy here, we'll go ahead and plant these. Alright, so we're gonna get them all straightened up and put to the side. The mulch layer is a little deep. These guys, you only want to put them about an inch or so. So basically you want to put them to about right here. You want to make sure these greens are on top and the roots are, of course, in the dirt. You don't need to soak them in water. You don't need to put them in dirt. When you get these guys can last like this in the bundle for quite some time. I think up to a month potentially. So for holes, I like to do it nice and easy. I just got a little bamboo stick here for propping up plants, and they have a lot of different recommendations. However, I, with personal experience, know not all of these are going to take. So what we're going to do is just kind of move that around and then shove it in a little bit, and we're just going to rotate it, and that's going to make pretty much the perfect hole for these guys. And we're just going to do it every so often. So something like this. Alright, and see, we're just going to push those out of the way. Getting past the mulch is half the battle. But there we go, right there. And we're going to do it here. So I'm going to finish getting this filled out, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so we have all of our holes dug, as you can see, and then basically we're just going to kind of go and try to get those roots in there, kind of right about there. And then what I want to do is at this point kind of pull the mulch back, because the mulch isn't as big of a problem. You just want to make sure you have good contact with the dirt. And I'm going to try and pinch that soil together around it and press down. And then of course just kind of give it a good covering. So we'll just kind of keep doing that. And of course you can go through and kind of put them all in, and then that way it's like an assembly line. It goes a little bit quicker. Alright, see this guy here, and you can see that some of these guys still have a chance. Even though I am tearing them up, a decent amount of the seeds that we put in, there's roots in there. There are others that still have a chance. We do like leafy greens. We just don't eat them as often as we would, say, like an onion, because onions are something that you're going to use fairly regularly whenever you're cooking. It's a very common seasoning, and these guys are awesome. You can essentially take the onion, the whole onion, dehydrate it, run it through. Last time we used a a coffee grinder to make a very, very fine powder for all of our different storages. Throw it in a mason jar and you're pretty much set. Now these particular onions are going to be called like a Texas 1015. They were seeded on October 15th. They're very hardy for the Texas area. Let's go ahead and start getting these guys pinched in. They are a little bit sweeter, so they're not going to be as harsh. So like whenever you kind of get tears from cutting up onions and things like that, you're not going to have as big of an issue with these guys. They are going to be hardier, a little bit more disease resistant and things like that. These are our personal favorite. Sometimes, I'll throw maybe a red onion, like a red Creole or a sweet bell or something, if I wanted to do it for like one or two, or just really a handful of them. If I wanted to have something for like, say, sliced onions for burgers, those are pretty good for that. So we can get these guys. Mulch is in the way. They also have yellow and like just straight yellow and straight white onions. We've tried those. They're just not our personal favorite. They didn't do as well as the 1015s did. Because a couple years ago I had actually bought a little bit of everything just to see what we would like, and the 1015s, I mean, they outproduced, and we didn't have any issues. So you see, this is what we're doing here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our water hose and we just give them a little bit of a spray. So the soil is wet. We have been having an overwatering issue because every time I water, it seems like it rains right after. Basically, I just want these guys to be able to set in real good to kind of give them a chance at coming through. And whatever we do have, things like this eggplant here, if this dies, that's fine. I don't care about anything in here except for the onions, the seeds we started, and the strawberries. Because those are all things that should continue to grow all through the winter. And basically, we're just going to keep doing this in all of our tubs, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, so that's pretty much everything. We're going to be watering it in, hopefully talking as I go. So this isn't all we're going to have. We're actually going to be throwing some with our trees and just kind of mixing it around. I do want to try to get around to doing garlic this year. However, these onion bundles are about the only thing I can generally come across at this time of season. Most garden markets are geared, and nurseries are kind of just geared to only produce things during the springtime. They're just trying to get things out during the singular season, even though here in Texas, especially towards South Texas, we're going to have ultimately 3 seasons. You have spring, summer, and then of course fall and winter, kind of like a singular season, because you're going to grow the vast majority of those things all fall and winter, because there's lower light levels, so they are going to take a little bit longer. These guys, hopefully if 50% takes, that's fine. Because normally you can get a bundle of onions for, they're like 50 to 75 onions in a bundle, onion starts. And I think normally you'd pay around $3.99 for that bundle. So it's a pretty good deal, great turnover. Next year we will be trying to play around with actually doing our own onion starts in a container, breaking them up ourselves. I think that would be a pretty cool experience. And then of course, as things start to die off, so like for this tomato for example, once it starts to brown and die back, we'll start chopping it, placing it back in, take the cage off, and the stuff down here will really come forward. But that's pretty much it for now. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.